I've been living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever. And there ain't no other place that I'd rather be. My friends come down and enjoy hanging out, and the kids are knee deep in the sand by the creek. Yeah, we're chasing the dog, let's put another log on the fire. There's times like these that make it all worth the while to me. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever. And there ain't no other place that I'd rather be. When the night comes down, we're all sitting around, playing guitars under the stars, singing about the nugget I've been dreaming about. And I say even the picture of it weighed 5 pounds, and it's right under the next rock, I do believe. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever. And there ain't no other place that I'd rather be. No other place that I'd rather be.
Gold Fever Adventures Radio is brought to you in part by TNT Outpost. Getting gold has never been easier. ICMJ, a monthly magazine for gold prospectors. And Gold Fever Adventures Campground, where gold prospectors gather. But I don't know why, but last week I had the same problem. I load myself up and I'm not there. And I couldn't figure out where I went to. I guess everybody can hear me, but there's nothing there on the screen. So I went in and I changed the cameras. I changed my camera settings, and somehow something happened, and then all of a sudden it started working in the camera. So I don't know. See, it shows my camera's working just fine, but I go into there and my camera doesn't work. So, hello, camera.
Can you hear me now, Jack?
There's no picture. So last time I was screwing around with it, and then all of a sudden it just like it came in. So we'll see if it's going to come in there or not.
Yeah, that's quite bizarre.
I know it is. I did this last week on me too. And then all of a sudden it's just like the camera was on a delay where it just came in. I'm going to unplug my USB and plug it back in just for the hell of it there. See what happens.
Yeah, as I would assume there's people that should be like in the chat column and stuff like that, or making comments, and not seeing any of that unless there's nobody logged on. Okay, there we are. I'm on. Looks like I'm on the front page here.
This might just be the Allen show here.
I guess I'm the show. Okay, let's get started.
Hey, all right. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Let's see if I switch my camera to that camera. See, so, So I connected. There we go. Hey, all right. Look at that.
Yeah, we got two people here. We're good.
All right. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's happening here. Today is May 18th. As you guys can see, our guest, Alan Gus Miller, is already here.
Howdy.
Checking this day in history real quick. 1980, the eruption of Mount St. Helens happened. 2004, Randy Johnson, the oldest pictured baseball threw a perfect game.
Wow.
Famous birthdays. 1970, Tina Fey. If it's your birthday, April, happy birthday to all you guys if it's your birthday out there. Anyway, that's all I got. So, our guest, as everybody knows, let's see who's in the chat room here. We got Paul. Paul, hello. Craig, hello. Craig, Trippin' Tommy.
Howdy, folks.
V. Mills. Wayne Peterson, old Nugget Brain himself. Terry Curry. Trippin' Tommy. Chris Lane. Novinger. Anyways, so welcome all you guys. If you guys got any questions, I think you guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for all those that don't know who you are.
Well, my name is Alan, and I've just been a gold miner since I was a kid, and I just enjoy prospecting and mining, and I like to build and design mining equipment and put them on YouTube and share them with everybody, and kind of encourage other people to do the same and help build some of this mining equipment. And so one thing has just kind of led to the next, and just having fun doing it.
And that's good. I guess you like gold.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've got a video coming out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time regarding my new wash plant called the Gold Rattler. And anyway, we're building a website. And so within the website, I kind of give like a little bio of myself, and how I got started. But I'll lend that to the conversation today. I remember when I was a kid, we were camping up in the mountains, that we do every year and stuff. And we were at a stream side, and we were catching trout to try to make dinner. And I was always interested in prospecting. I always wanted to mine or get gold. Even as a kid, I was like 10 years old or whatever. And I kept pestering my mother because I didn't want to catch fish. I wanted to catch gold. And so I kept pestering her. Well, finally she got mad at me, threw down her pole, walked over, grabbed one of her big metal dish pans, dragged me by the arm, and we all went down to the water's edge, and she thrusted in the pan into the dirt and swished it all around violently and everything. And of course, the dirt's flying out and all that. And she goes, "See, there's no gold here," And she threw the pan down and walked away and said, "Don't bother me again." And she went back to her fishing pole. And it was that glorious moment that I remember as a kid, even though it was a very crude thing to do and we didn't get any gold in the pan. I witnessed my very first live panning. And to me, that was so unbelievably wonderful that I was hooked after that, even though I didn't get the gold. It was like, I'm in, and it's been that way for well over 50 plus years.
Well, hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking to see who is in here. TW, Richard B, Stephen Peasley, Charlie Castillo. Welcome, guys. So,
hey, welcome, guys.
So you said you got a video coming out. That's on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm going to assume tomorrow, and it's called the Gold Rattler.
Yep. The Gold Rattler. Desert wash plant.
How did you ever come up with that name? Tell me a little more about that thing.
Well, that's a great question, Jack. Actually, I've been building wash plants for several years, and if you go on my channel, you'll see the progression of things, starting off with trommels made out of plastic buckets and PVC pipe, and so on. And now I've kind of grown into something that's a little bit more substantial, commercial, if you would. I wanted something that could actually break up the gooey clay clots that I have on the clay. And that's very common in the desert. You have a lot of material that's clumped up with clay or silt, and it's hard to break that down, especially when it's dry. It's as hard as a rock. And a trommel wasn't quite working very well. And then I started experimenting with shaker decks and vibrations, and discovered that, at a certain frequency, a lot of these clay clots break apart. And so that's where it all kind of started. And then that's how I developed this wash plant. And of course, the other part of this whole thing is that, mining in the desert is really difficult, especially when you're trying to get water, because there's none. So the normal method is dry washing. But dry washing, it's a good prospecting tool, but unfortunately, it's only about 50 to 70% recovery. A lot of people like to think that, oh, I get all the gold because I feed all my tailings back to the dry washer and I only just get a little bit. Well, that's because the physics that happened on the first pass are happening on the second pass. So therefore, you're not going to get the rest of the gold. You may get a little piece of it through what we call random chance. Okay, so right off the bat, you're losing a good 30 to 40% of your gold. You're just throwing it back in the pile. And I couldn't stand that. I love to have all of the gold. I'm going to go to gold. I'm getting it all. I'm taking it all. And so water is the best way, because in water, you're using gravity as your friend. In a dry washer, you're using lift, air, as your friend, not gravity. So therefore, a lot of the fine gold gets lifted over. Now, when you see this video tomorrow, you're going to freak, because I'm actually processing dry washer tailings for this first video, and you're going to freak at what you're going to find. But the problem is, though, is that when you're dealing with a wash plant, you got trucking the water, you got all these extra equipment, hoses and tubs and stuff like that going on. And the real problem is that when you're processing desert material with that gooey clay, it gums up your water. So the viscosity of the water increases as you run, say, 3 or 4 buckets full of dirt through it. And then you got to purge the whole thing and start over. So you're constantly wasting water. So my invention is to actually filter the water. So you have this filtration process. So that way you keep recycling the same water over and over and over and over again. And so it extends the life of the water tenfold. So now you can process, say, a cubic yard of material by only using 40 gallons of water. Well, now that's very practical to haul out in the back of your truck. You can get one of those IBC tanks that hold 275 gallons, and I only fill mine to 150, and it'll last me the weekend, and I can process material. Yeah. So it's real simple and easy. So for the extra steps to create this wash plant, it's well worth it in terms of the gold recovery, the reward that you get out of it. And that's the key difference. And this is what makes my system.
We lost Alan.
This water recirculation system where I use a dewatering shaker deck, which has never been used in the hobby prospecting industry. The big boys use it all the time. Okay, the coal, the gold mines, all the oil industry, they use shaker decks, dewatering shaker decks all the time. But this is the first time we've used it in a prospector hobbyist type environment or small miner environment. And what it does is the first step in the filtration process by removing about 90% of all your suspended particles that are in the water. So you strip that out, and then the rest of it is running the material or the water through a series of sand filters. And just like a swimming pool sand filter, it's the same thing. It just sits there and starts pulling out all the little suspended particles. Well, after a while, your water gets clean enough that when you pump it back up to the top spray bar of the shaker deck, you got reasonably fresh water, So the water stays very lubricious for a very long period of time. So that's the advantage. And see, nobody else has created such a thing,
No, that's cool. I see Donkey Engines in here. Willie Shiny Gold, welcome. Yes, water or gold separates better in water than air. So in your thing, I mean, that's one of the things you hit that on the nail head. And that's why I've always said I'll dry wash in the deserts, just because I'm not going to haul all that water out there, because that dry dirt sucks that water really bad. Mm-hmm. So in your plant, do you have to use a flocculant of any type? Or
yes, I I do on occasion. Like I've been experimenting with lime as one flocculant, or aluminum sulfate is another flocculant that I use. I don't use it a lot because the reason why is that the water recirculation rate is a minute and a half. And in order for a flocculant to really work, you need huge ponds, just like a big operation, and you need enough settling time, like 30 minutes to an hour, to actually settle that water down to get that flocculant to work. So when you're dealing with the small little tubs that I am, that water's recirculating every minute and a half. There's not enough time for flocculant to really work. I mean, it does some, but not to the full advantage. So the key is the sand filtration. That's the difference, is that the sand pulls out those particles, causes it to conglomerate on each little piece of sand. And when it gets large enough, it fractures off and works its way down through the filtrate or through the filtrate and ends up in the bottom of the tub, where it turns into this big clump of goo. And so then it just settles there instead of being circulating through your water. So it just sits there. Well, then you can reach in with your hand or with a Yeti pump or whatever and suck all that gunk out. And it's real easy. So you can just keep scooping all that junk out as you're processing, and keep running the water, and it stays lubricious. And that's the key.
So is this something that you're looking to put out on the market, mass produce, or is this just something for your own?
It's something I'd like to put on the market. Yeah, I've got a lot of folks interested. The few places where I've kind of posted the little video clip that I sent you on some social media platforms. Got resounding response from it. I got like about 30 people that want to buy one. So I know there's definitely a market out there. It's a matter of just convincing people. And like I said, when you see this video tomorrow and you see the gold that's in the pan, you're going to throw away your dry washer.
Well, not if we don't have one.
If you got one, sell it. I love, don't get me wrong, I love dry washing. Dry washing is a lot of fun. It's a great way to go prospecting. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy, no water, yeah. But when you finally find a spot that's worth digging and you want all the gold, yeah, that's when you bring in the heavy artillery.
Yeah. No, I knew out there, in the Siloam area where we live in, there's some people dry washing, and I dry washed his tailings, and the amount of gold that he was losing by not running the dry washer properly, and that's what that falls down to, is not running it properly.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it's also seasonality too. If the ground's a little damp, you got 5%, 10% moisture in the ground, that's going to kill your rates right there too. So, and that's the other beauty behind the wash plant, is that it doesn't really matter what time of year it is. You can run it wet, you can run it dry. As long as the water doesn't freeze, you're good to go.
Naturally. So I'm assuming where you're playing out there in the Lost Basin area.
Yep. Yep. That's my playground. Yeah. So, and it's bone dry, and there's no water out there, so I got to truck it in. And the ground out there has got some pretty good gold. In fact, some of the areas I've been digging recently has got some really nice chunkies in there, but it's mixed up in this nasty clay, and that's what I love about this plant, is that it's designed to tackle this. If it can tackle this nasty clay, it can tackle any typical stream gravel that you would find in a dry wash somewhere, be a piece of cake, So that's what I like about this. It's quite diversified,
Well, the same area that in this Lost Basin area, I was playing around there. I was up there, I don't know, a while back. I metal detected, and I got a buttload of nuggets out of there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I hit a nugget patch, but the thing of it is, every single one of them had caliche attached to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, they have some form of caliche or a little bit of quartz kind of thing on them, and I have one that's actually got a hole through it, and I guess that's where caliche was once there, And but the gold's very coarse. Was your pieces pretty coarse too?
Oh yeah.
So that they haven't rolled very far at all. I mean, probably 100 feet, 300 feet. So Yeah, they're right there. But I think they're so tiny and tiny little stringers that they're individually impossible to find. So you only see it concentrated in the washes.
Well, I was wondering because where I'm playing at, there's oh, my dog wants up there. Go ahead and go, get up there. I got to have permission to jump up above the bed. Just want.
I got my door shut because otherwise my cat would be up here.
Oh well, that's good. Thought the dog was under the table up there for a moment. But so I think that what the old timers were doing is they pushed all these piles up because they wanted to get closer to the caliche layer. So you see these piles all over, and I was dry washing some of these piles, and these piles actually have gold in them. I'm surprised that, but
Yeah.
they wanted the bigger stuff down below. They didn't care about all that surface waste stuff.
Right. Yeah, I agree. They you see it all over the place up there where they've done a lot of pushes and just to get down to the caliche layer. I think when you're about anywhere from like on the caliche layer to about a foot up, that's like the best zone is right in that area. And if you find caliche that's fractured and altered and tipped and shifted, that's even better because the gold trickles down in between all those cracks. And if you can bust out that caliche, that's where you get the nice nuggets. Yeah.
Well, so anyway, I'm over there where the Queen Tut's at.
Oh yeah, sure. I know where it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you know where that's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're over by Jeff Williams' claims too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he's on. Yeah, I'm with some other people that borders right next to him where the old little. I don't know. Some people say that was a little post office right there.
Yeah, that little shack, that miner shack. Yeah, and that's owned by I
yeah.
forget the guy's name, but he owns that property. So yeah, it's private property.
Yeah, and then Jeff Williams claims right there someplace, and then
just to the west. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it goes on down, and then I think you got anyway, you got other things, but I'm further over there by the private property over there.
Yeah, actually, it's all of our. It's kind of weird. Like every other square mile is private property. So
yeah.
Those of us on BLM lands, we're surrounded.
I know, that's really cool. Let's see, Daniel Strickland, welcome. Mike Duffy, glad you made it. Yes, you're right. That's in the Meadview area. You guessed that right.
Yep. Lost Basin, the Muddy Creek.
Yeah, no, Brad, I am not up there. Actually, right now I'm up in Franconia area, up here looking for gold in near the Havasu Gold Seekers camp and all that up in this area, and looking for meteorites and gold. And I've been smashing pennies on the railroad tracks because there's millions of trains going. So I'll tell you this story. The other day, I picked up a new detector, this Deus 2, and so I wanted to go try it. So I got a claim out here. So I zoomed. The claim's about 10 miles away from my camp. I get up in there, and I'm starting to do this little video and putting it together. And I'm hot dogging it on the razor. I got a razor, and I'm doing donuts and flipping around and going down to the washes and stuff. And all of a sudden, I stopped, and I hear the air coming out of my tire, or at least that sound. I look at it, and my tire's going flat. I said, oh, crap. So I hurried and drove to the top of the mountain again and found some shade and stopped. Well, my tire is flatter than flat by now. So I thought, well, I got a little jack and a spare tire. So I'm looking around. Well, I took my little emergency kit out that has my little Star Ranch and all of that. So I thought, now what am I going to do? I ain't going to walk all the way back to camp. It's starting to get a little hot. So I thought, well, all I can do is drive on back to camp. So I had to go slow and easy, 10 miles all the way back to camp.
Wow.
The tire's destroyed. So I had to get another tire. And anyways, what a nightmare. When you go to the desert, you got to plan for things.
I don't know about you. I use that green slime to put in the tires. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
But it depends on how big of a puncture you get too.
Yeah, I had a kit, but I think what I did is after I got the wheel off, I must have hit the rim, and it bent the rim and knocked all the air out of it, knocked the bead off it. And then I tried to pound it back, and all I did was crack the rim. So it must have been aluminum rim or something. So I was done for. But that tire is no good. But, yeah,
Now, did you
plan for the
find gold
desert.
while you were out there? Did you have a chance to get
No.
gold? No.
I found a piece of lead. That's all. That's all the opportunity I had to do. But anyway, so you're out. You're out in. So I know where you're at. So somebody already said it. You're out in the Meadview. Let's see. Is the gold found by Parker? No, the gold that I found was out there in Meadview. All that gold I found was out in Lost Base in the Meadview area. Somebody already guessed where it's at. Everybody knows it anyways. But
Yeah.
there's people that's metal detecting on there that live in the private property, and I've heard the stories. Somebody said one time on top of the Queen Tut there was a 5-ounce nugget found
Yep.
out there. I've heard the people say 1.5-ounce nuggets, 2-ounce nuggets have come from those areas. So you never know.
Yeah, I know a guy who it's been 10 years since he found it, but it was a 7-ounce nugget on his property. He was on private, and so they're out there.
That's in the Lost Basin area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I know a lot of folks that kind of live in that Meadview area, but they go out to Gold Basin a lot. And,
Yeah.
Gold Basin's been really picked over a lot, but you know what? I see what they bring back, and they're still finding it. It's still out there. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know a couple people that go over there on their quads, leave the private property and go over there
Yep.
and come back and show me a little bit of gold that they find. And
Yeah.
sometimes they say, but they're using 7,000s.
Oh, yeah. They're using the big equipment. Yeah. The 6 and the 7s. Yeah.
Yeah, all them I found 15.9 grams total. I found 57 little pieces of gold.
That's pretty
The
good.
biggest one was just over 1.5 grams, almost 2 grams.
Mhm.
But they were all found with the 6,000.
Wow. Well, that's an amazing machine too. I'd love to get my hands on one of those someday. Yeah.
I'm sure if you wanted to, you could get your hands on one of them.
Yeah. But I like what I do too, because I may not find the nuggets and stuff like that, but I'm processing material, so I'm getting all the fine stuff, and I'm getting pickers, and every once in a while you get some nuggies in there too. And that all adds up, especially the fines. If you look at my vial of gold, which I should have brought with me, but anyway, and you roll it around, I would say that 80% of it is fine stuff, and then mixed in there are some chunky nuggets and stuff like that. But the vast majority of it, so at least finding the fine gold is quite consistent. Or sometimes you can go out, metal detecting, and you can be swinging for days and not get anything.
Somebody said, have you about the Dale Mining District? Have you guys prospected out there before? I've never heard of the Dale Mining District.
I've been out to the Dale Mining District probably 45 years ago. And that's I remember, was it the Pinto mine out there or something like that? I can't remember. But yeah, I was with a group of other people. We were dry washing in a wash not too far from the main mine up there. But I hear they find nuggets out there too on occasion.
I guess there's nuggets. There's the nuggets I found, the deepest one may have been maybe 10 inches down was the deepest. There was what was funny, the biggest piece I found, which was probably just over 1.5 grams, I got the signal, dug down, and it was under the caliche, and I saw that caliche layer, and it was like loud, and I thought, oh my God, I've done hit the mother lode. I thought I hit a vein. I go back to camp and get me a screwdriver and a hammer, and I come back and I'm starting to crack this caliche layer open, and then all of a sudden I saw the piece of gold, and I thought, oh my God. And then I chipped it out, and that's all there was. That's it. That was it.
But it wasn't it fun? It's just a thrill.
Oh yeah, man! It got my heart pounding, man.
Yeah, you don't know. Well, I mentioned earlier my little nugget that has the hole in it. I found that in 3 inches of caliche. It was 3 inches down, and when I was scanning it, I was like, okay, I'm on the caliche, and this is not buckshot because I'm on the caliche. So I know it has to be gold. And and so I was just as thrilled. I did the same thing. I got a hammer and a screwdriver out there, and I'm chipping away at it. And finally, I pulled it out. Yeah.
3 inches down. Wow, that's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it with a gold bug too. That's what I have. And but it was screaming, and even on discriminate mode, it was just popping away. It was like, it's got to be gold. It can't be trash right now because it's on rock,
Yeah, there's a lot of gold out there, and I read years ago that Lost Basin area is just one of them areas that will always just seem to have gold in it.
It's sprinkled everywhere. I mean, I've mined in some of the strangest places out there and found something, not maybe a decent amount, but find a few little specks and pieces, so it's sprinkled everywhere.
Well, you've got claims on both sides of the highway.
Yeah.
The other side of the highway, what I mean, what do you find over there? The one by the road over there.
Yeah, those are two claims that I have in tandem that follow the wash, and really the whole area around it is red, low-grade, clayish material. And if you were to sample any of it, you'd probably not even get any gold, maybe a few specks. But what happens when it flash floods, all that stuff channels down into the wash, and it goes around this broad curve, and so you end up with a sandbar on one side on the inside curve, and then it swings around the other direction and turns the other way, and it goes through this rocky corridor like a giant sluice box. And the rocks that are on the bottom, or the cleach on the bottom, is like super jagged and it's cracked and everything. And it's a gold trap. It's fun. And so you get stream gravel in there. So it's very loose, sandy gravel, very little clay. And you find all kinds of pieces and stuff like that. And you just suck it up with a vacuum cleaner, and it's fun. I dry wash the heck out of that for fun. And now I wait for a flash flood to come through because, by the way, it restocks itself every time it flash floods. So when it flash floods, and I'll come through and I'll take a broom and I'll sweep it all up into piles and I'll haul it out to where I'm going to be running the wash plant. And then I'll come back with the shot vac and suck up the bedrock to get all the other pieces. And, you won't find nuggets, but you'll get nice pickers and a crap load of finds. I mean, unbelievable amount of finds. So
wow. Okay, so this wash plant, okay, let's visualize. So I'm assuming you're going to, whether you're just going to shovel into it or whether you're filling up buckets and you're dumping into it, there's like, walk us through the steps. Is there a spray bar that's going to spray and then it falls into what until it's finally into a sluice box? Or
okay, let me ask you, do you have those photos that I sent you available to show, or are they, because we can probably
I didn't get anything, or I didn't see anything.
Okay, I sent it to Gold Fever Adventures at your Gmail account.
Oh, I didn't get nothing.
Okay, let's see on this platform.
Maybe that's why, because Gmail is not. It's not Gold Fever Adventures on my Gmail. I don't think that's at Yahoo.
No, I sent it to it was a Gmail address.
Huh. Maybe I don't have that one then. I didn't see nothing.
So let's see. I don't know if I know how to. I don't know if I can bring up the pictures myself right off my desktop. I'm trying to see if there's a way to. Here, there's a share button here. Let's see what that does. Let's see here. No, your computer. All right, upload file. All right. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here or not, but let's go. Okay, just give me a second here, and I think we can pull up some pictures. Yeah, here we go. Huh. Nope. Won't let me do it. I'll be darned. Let's try something else here. No, it should actually be coming up, and it's not allowing me to do it here. All file. Ah, there we go. Okay, just had to kick it in the rear a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and share a photo here. Okay, invalid file type. It's a JPEG. I don't know what the problem is.
Welcome, Don. The video, Brad, that I think you're talking about was a while back, Alan playing out there. That was the beginning of that wash plant when there was a couple girls out there. There's a few people out there, but he watching him.
So it looks to me like they're for some reason YouTube is not, or this platform is not allowing pictures to come through. So let's try a video. Maybe they'll bite on it.
Or if you send them to like.
No, I sent you a YouTube link to. I have a private link that that's on YouTube. If you can, I don't know if you can open that.
I couldn't open it. I'd have to download it and then upload it into here. If you send me a picture to Gold Fever Radio at Yahoo, and I'll see if I can just pull the picture up and show the picture.
Okay, let me.
Thomas McKay, welcome. Hello from Vegas. Can't wait to see the Rattler in action, Alan.
Yeah, tomorrow night, be there. All right. So, what's your email address, Jack? Again?
Gold Fever Radio at Yahoo.
Okay.
2 R's. Gold Fever Radio.
Okay, and put in the subject, Gold Rattler. All right, and here we go. Pics. All right, let's see if this is going to do it or not. Let's grab the main photo, and then we'll do the.
Well, check with Mom.
Okay.
Hey guys, any golden?
Okay, I just sent it over to you. Let's see if it'll take it or not.
Okay, let me see what I can find here.
Yeah,
how do you
it
think
still
the
looks like it's still sending.
Okay. I just got to open it. Out here in the desert, I have to use my hotspot on my phone for my internet. So I don't. It doesn't have the best to. Any gold in Central Oregon? Yeah, there's gold out there in Oregon. Oregon has gold. Sure. I don't see nothing come through yet.
Nothing yet, huh? Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Let me see what I can find here. Let me download. Let me download these pictures here.
Yeah, it looks like it made it through. And I'll
okay, so Okay, I got the pictures here. Now what I need to do is, let's see if I can upload these pictures here. Let's see, that's going to be, I can put them on, let's see, that's a video, so I don't want a video. What I want to do is see if I can put them right here. It's going to be a background. So I'm going to try something here.
Okay.
Add images. Let's see, download, download. No, custom. I don't want a custom. I want all files. What? Videos. I don't want videos. I want downloading. Okay, right there. Okay, let me put both of these in here. See if I can do them both. Open them up. Okay, they're uploading into there. Here and see what they'll do. I've never tried this before.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm gonna send you another. I'm gonna send you another couple of pictures here while you're kind of working on that.
Okay. I'm gonna see if these will show up here. Let's pull one up and see what happens here.
All right.
Oh, it's in the background. Let's see here. No, I don't want to do that. If I remove the cam, let's see, how can I do this here to edit mic center, remove from stream. Okay, it's in the background, but I can't see that. How I'm going to get that to come up to, let's see, rename, delete background. I see it back there. Let's see if I kick me off the thing, but then you won't, I don't think you can hear me. Let's see if I remove me. Let's see. Okay, if I remove. That ain't what I want to do. Whoa, that's weird. Let's see here. Let's try it. Oh, that's a video clip. What'd you send over now?
I sent you over just a couple other still photos.
Oh, just photos. Okay. Okay. Those are downloaded. Yeah, you can see it in the background, but the picture is over it, and so I don't know how to. What I can do is knock us off, and then people can see the picture, and then I'll bring us back in. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to disappear, and you'll see the photo, everybody. So look at the photo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we're back in there, I can't hide us for some reason. I'm trying to put us in the background and bring the photo to the front ground. And it's not letting me do that. So, but everybody got to see what that looked like. So from there, it's an overlay. What does this do? Try something here. Let's try this overlay. I don't know what an overlay is. I think an overlay is something different, but anyways, okay. So I got to see what that looked like. That was like a triple layer, whatever you want to call it, show. Hey, how's that? Can we still talk?
There you go. That works.
Can we talk? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, everybody can see that, I hope. Yeah.
Okay, let me add some more Let me get some more in here then. While we're doing all of that, okay. Okay, I'll know some more.
All right, so while you're working on that, I can explain what we got here. That's just me feeding the upper shaker deck. You can see that the spray bars are actually in the center instead of around the perimeter. Like most of the time when you see high bankers and things, they have the sprayer around the perimeters with little sprayers, or you see a big hose coming up and just one big block of water hitting the material. Well, the problem is that when you have sprayers around the perimeter, the sprayers hit the rock, and the rock causes the water to ricochet, and so the water flies out of the deck. So you lose water. So by having the sprayer set up in this fan shape pattern, which I kind of call the car wash method, is that it keeps the spray inside the deck. So the water loss is extremely minimal. And of course, you see me pouring dirt near the upper part of the shaker deck. And of course, it hits the deck, and then there's a vibrator underneath there that's shaking all that material. And as that material flows down, the sprayers work on that material and break it up. And actually, you really can't see it in this photo, but there's actually a churning effect. So each sprayer makes a collision with the water layer that's flowing down the deck and causes this turbulation. And it mixes the material and the rock and separates the gold. So, and then this is just looking at the sluice flowing down. This is a 15-inch wide sluice. It's 42 inches long. And it's got a special mat in there made by Sean Dilley, we call the Pickle Puss mat, which is a double V stacked riffle mat that causes what we call reverse oscillation. And this reverse oscillation feature causes the gold to drop. So it's real super good at catching fine gold. And you can see the reverse oscillation in that picture working as it is. Now this part here is the, oh, okay, go up. If you go back to the other one, there we go. You can see how the water sloshes almost straight up vertically as it's going over each over each double stack riffle. That's a collision going on between two water flows. And in that collision, that's where the gold drops. And that's the key. That's how that mat works. So then you can move on to the next picture. And this is the dewatering shaker deck. This is the first step in a water recirculation system where you want to filter out as much solids as possible. So this is a deck that is vibrating at 60 times a second, and it shakes the water loose from the clayish material. And of course, what you're seeing here is these little clay balls mixed with up to quarter-inch size rock flowing out onto the tailing. Now, the deck is perfectly flat. It's actually tipped up at 2 degrees. So that rock that you're seeing there is actually climbing uphill slightly. And anyhow, what this does is it allows the separation. The screen on it is 150 mesh. So it basically breaks down to what we call 100 microns in the particle size. So things that are 100 microns or larger go off the deck. Anything smaller goes through the screen. But there's also a little extra theory behind this too, is that not all of it falls through the screen, because the way the deck is arranged, even the finer particles, like down to 200 mesh and finer, actually get conglomerated with the rest of the gooey glop of clay and material. So it gets pulled up into these balls, as you can see all these little balls forming, and that pulls it off. So not all the minus 150 mesh falls through the screen. So, but this is the first step in eliminating about a good 90% of your solids from the liquid. And you can see the two vibrating motors up there. They work in concert with each other to form what we call a special G-force. And this G-force is what makes all the magic happen. So that's pretty much it. And then you can see in this photo here, a broader view of everything. And you see underneath the trailer is a series of tubs. And within the tubs, you can see little yellow and blue looking buckets. Those are individual sand filters. So right underneath the trailer, you can't quite see, is a group of sand filters that have quarter-inch sand. So they filter out the larger suspended particles that come through the dewatering shaker deck. And then the water then flows into the next tub further heading down towards the tongue of the trailer. And that has 1/8-inch sand. And by the way, this is gravity filtration. And so what happens, the water flows through the rock. And of course, at the bottom of the buckets are a bunch of holes, so the water exits. And so does the gooey clay. And the gooey clay settles on the bottom of the tub. And then the one further down is the pump tub. That's where the pump is, and you see the hose coming up, going up to the spray bar. But you also see an additional hose coming off to the side into this little black bucket or tub right next to it. That is a pressurized sand filter. And what it is the water is pumped from the bottom of the tub and pumped upward. And by doing so, it creates a pressure gradient. So as the water material flow upward through the sand, by the way, it's 16th inch sand, so it's real fine sand. What it does is that as it climbs up, the pressure drops. Well, the suspended particles drop too, and they conglomerate onto the sand. So that way it cleans the water before it finally spills back into the main pump tub where the where the pump is. And so that way you're putting up fresh water, reasonably fresh water, up to the spray bar. So therefore, you can just infinitely just keep recirculating over and over and over until you finally reach a point where, yes, the water does become a little gummy, and so then you got to stop and clean out all the filters and replenish the water. But you can get at least a couple of yards of material processed before that. That's a lot of material.
What is a yard? A yard is what, 40 buckets or something?
Yeah, about 40, 42 buckets, right around that ballpark. Yep.
So that is a lot, yes.
That's a lot. And it's a lot. I mean, if some people can, dig, a yard, digging a yard in a day is a lot of work, by hand, pick and shovel, and feeding it into that machine is much so. And it can take up to 2 yards per hour. So that thing is hungry. When you'll see the video, you'll see you can just dump that dirt in there and it just processes it. It's really amazing. So my goal is to actually go ahead, Jack.
No, I was just seeing where we missed here. Thomas wants to know if you need a chauffeur.
If I need a chauffeur?
Yeah.
Sure, come along, let's go. Actually, what's going to happen is that later on when I start producing these things, people who are going to be interested in buying them can come out to the claim. We'll set up the wash plant so that way they can get a hands-on feel for it. In other words, sort of like if you're going to buy an airplane, you're going to go get a check ride. You're going to check it all out, make sure the controls work and all that kind of stuff, and get checked out before you buy the airplane. Well, same with the Gold Rattler. When you buy it, you're just not going to just buy it, just go out there and try your luck. You're going to get some education on how to run the equipment properly, because the key is running it properly to be successful. And so, yeah, there'll be those opportunities where folks can come out. We'll do like groups of 10 or whatever and go out there and set it up and run some material through.
How many gallons of water does that thing do?
Okay. In my video, I get really detailed, but I'll just tell you in a nutshell. To fill up all the tubs and the sand filters and all that will cost you 65 gallons. Okay. And then to process a cubic yard was about another 40 gallons. And that's dry dirt, by the way. The more moist the dirt is, like during the rainy season, you use less water, you probably save as much as 10 gallons. So you can run a cubic yard using about 40 gallons. So if you have 150 gallons worth of water, like I use this plastic IBC tank, which holds 275. Well, I don't fill it to 150. 150 gallons will last me a weekend, no problem. So the other beauty is that when you finish for the day and you want to clean out the bottom of the tubs, you just take a shovel and scoop out all the gunk, and you take the rock and the sand filters and shake those down and all that, clean them out. Well, that water that's still in the tub, even though it's dirty as all heck, if you let it sit there for a couple hours, it's going to clear out, and all that gunk's going to settle to the bottom of the tub. Well, you stick your shovel in there, you scoop out all that crap, and now you still got plenty of water, so you just need to replenish maybe another 20 gallons worth to fill your tubs back up to par level, and you're ready to go again. So it's pretty simple.
Let's see. Brad wants to know, do you have a ballpark price, or did I miss that?
No, I talk about that in the video, but I'll tell you that too. Okay, the wash plant you see there cost me about $2,600 to build and retail. Okay, that's not including the extra thousands of dollars I spent in research and development and all that other stuff. Okay, but this is just purely retail, is about $2,600. Okay, and if I can get parts and things on a wholesale basis, I may be able to knock $1,000 off of that. But this thing is very labor intensive to build. and because it has to be built correctly. So I mean, I can't make a kit to have somebody else build it, because if you don't build it exactly right, it won't work. That's how critical, especially the dewatering deck at the bottom. That's the most critical component of the whole thing. And so with that, the labor, I'm thinking probably in the ballpark between 42 to 4,600 bucks, depending on metal prices. Inflation going crazy right now, but that's kind of the zone I'm looking at. It may be less, maybe more.
So I got to ask you, what possessed you to
Possessed.
what you would just was you just like you had that vision of the flux capacitor, and you just
Yeah.
had to like build this? What possessed you to do this?
You know what? I'm an engineer at heart. I love to build things. I build airplanes. I build telescopes. I build cycling gear. Mining equipment is just an appendage of that. And and I'm a medical professional by trade, but I would have been an aeronautical engineer if Jimmy Carter hadn't killed that industry back in my day. So I still love engineering and design. So when I like a challenge, I like to see things. I say, okay, there's a challenge, there's a problem here. Let's see if we can fix it and make it better. And that's kind of like my goal, is to come up with a creative way to solve problems or to take advantage of a situation.
Okay, cool. So let me see. Could you sell plans over the internet to raise funds to build with? Maybe.
No, because like I say, it's too complex. The tolerances are such that it wouldn't be fair for the builder. I do have a couple of people who are copying my ideas. One guy's in Australia, the other guy, I'm not sure where he's at, but they're not doing well. Let's just put it that way. And it's really hard. And the reason why I don't want to disappoint people, but what it is, especially in the dewatering deck, especially, it's the invisible physics that's behind it that make it work, and you have to understand those physics, and you can't see it. And so that's the even harder part. And so you have to have a rationale of what is going on to make this whole thing works. In fact, you have to defy certain Newton laws, so to speak. For every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. Well, this thing defies that. And you have to build something to defy that law to make it work. And you have to understand a lot about the things that Christian Huygens studied back in the 17th century regarding grandfather clocks and stuff like that.
So what about one of them fundraisers, GoFundMe or something like that, to raise funds to get these built?
I could. I mean, I have the funding to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not an issue right now. It's a matter of logistics, and that's getting your sheet metals. I'm going to work with a CNC sheet metal shop that'll cut all my stuff, drill holes. A lot of this stuff is made of stainless steel, by the way. And then also I got to build some jigs to help with some of the other metal works, drilling and punching holes. So a lot of it can be some labor saved that way. So now it's just a matter of bolting it together. So that's the other thing too, is the metals. Like I say, it's stainless steel. Stainless steel has a better affinity for vibrating parts. If you use cold steel or hot steel in certain applications, they fall apart. They can't take the vibration, but stainless can. So that's why most of the components on this deck are stainless, and so it's quite expensive. So,
Craig want to know if that price included the trailer.
Yes. Yeah, basically the price includes everything except the generator, the water tank, and the sand. And that's about it. Everything else is included. Pumps, tubing, tubs, everything, even the buckets for the filtration, includes all that stuff. Because otherwise, it's just not complete without it, And a lot of folks have generators already, and those IBC tanks, you can go down and get them on Craigslist for $120. They're cheap, or you get 55-gallon drums if you want to put in the back of your truck. So that's really easy.
I do know a guy that has he was an engineer too, an airplane builder, whatever you want to call him, but started his own. He has one of them $1 million punch machines.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
sure.
Yep. That so everything's catted out and then it's punched.
Yep. No, that's exactly what I'm working on. That's the program I'm working on. Yep. So that way I can just develop the program, hand it to them, they put it in the machine, and off it goes.
Oh, but I mean, so if you need to get bids, I could give you his contact. Because you never know.
Good. No, I appreciate it. That's good to know if I have an issue or whatever, and it doesn't hurt to shop around too. Yeah.
So Brad says, does that come with a lifetime warranty, and you'll come out and show everybody how to use it and set it up properly and help them get gold?
Well, I can probably do that on contract. No, actually, no, that's a very good question. Anybody who's going to be interested in buying a gold rattler, I will have a ground school, so to speak, just like buying an airplane. You're going to, you just don't go buy a plane and jump in and fly it. You go through a check ride, you check everything out. So what we'll do is we'll just have, like groups of 10 or whatever come out to the claim, and we'll set up a gold rattler or several gold rattlers by then, and just have everybody just bang it out and work it and see if you like it. It's also a good opportunity to see if you really did something for you or not, So it's like that. So I would rather have somebody be happy and pleased with it because they know how to operate it and know all its little innuendos and things to make it successful, versus somebody who's just handed it and say good luck, kind of thing. So because that's part of the success of the business, to make sure everybody knows how to use it.
I have a great idea, but before I get into that, can you hang with me a second and let me pay a bill here, play a commercial here?
You betcha.
All right, folks, hang on. We'll be right.
ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the only monthly gold prospecting magazine published in the United States, and is the most comprehensive and respected magazine about gold prospecting on the market today. With readers in all 50 states, it features articles on detecting, high banking, dredging, small-scale operations, assaying, basic geology, how to read the land, regulations, and more. Our monthly Ask the Experts column is answered by true experts. It features answers to readers' questions on processing, detecting, geology, and any other questions you may have related to finding and recovering gold and other precious metals. The Mining Journal features the most extensive selection of equipment, mining properties, services, and more, and a classified section featuring over 20 times more new and used items than the nearest competitor. The Mining Journal has been in continuous publication since 1931. A full 12 issues is available for just $27.95, and discounts are available for 2- and 3-year subscriptions. And an online subscription gives you access to over 3,000 articles going back nearly 20 years. Our purpose is to teach you how to find more gold. ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the tool you need to succeed. It's time to raise your gold prospecting knowledge to the next level with ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. Give us a call at 831-479-1500 or visit www.icmj.com. That's www.icmj.com.
Hey, cool. I see that you've added something to the stream. You're just getting...
Yeah, I actually dug up a video file of that same file that I told you about that's on YouTube. So it's sitting here, and I can. It looks like it's in share mode.
The first test run of the Gold Rattler trailer-mounted wash plant, as you see here. Now we're going to walk up here to the shaker.
Okay, that's that. You want me to play that?
Yeah, go ahead, shoot. Let everybody
Okay, okay, I'm going to add that in there. Let's go ahead and play this here.
Yeah, it may take a minute to download. It's a 164 megabyte file.
Okay.
Spray bars, and notice the water flowing here. You can kind of see this little water flow coming down, but as the sprayers hit the water, it causes this churning effect. So this will help mix up the rocks and the material, help separate the gold from that. It's going to flow down, and then we're going to flow down into the sluice. This is a 15-inch sluice that you see here. This is a clear water. And then we're going to drop right down onto the dewatering shaker deck. It's going to dump in a load.
Let's pause it for just a second here, and let's see if we can something funky about it.
It's kind of like buffering a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the audio is working, but the video is not. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think probably we're overloading our channel here. It's now buffering, so yeah. Well, not sure what to think. It's still buffering. Are you live, or can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because it looks like at least on my side, it looks like the frame and everything is frozen.
Yeah, it's kind of really not moving right now. It's up on the screen, the main thing. Yeah, now you're buffering itself. Okay. So yeah, so now you're buffering. Okay, so Alan is buffering. Now Alan is gone, so we will get Alan back here in a momento. So let me jump over to the chat room here. Who we got? Videos froze. Hey Jay, I was just telling him about you that you're an engineer with this awesome press machine to make stuff. Oh, you got the DJI Mini 2. Cool. That's a decent one, Jay. Decent drone. Let's see. Okay. So we'll wait for Alan to try to get back on to the, let's see, David Ruiz, you don't have the bandwidth to DL and play it all at once. No, I don't. Not on my hotspot anyways, I guess. That's all I'm using. Let's see. 480p. Yeah, that's what I don't have. Sean Sparks. Hello, Sean. Okay, so Alan is, he disappeared. Hopefully he sees himself that he's not there, and he'll try to log back in. In the meantime, we were just talking to about his gold rattler machine. So we'll see if he can get back in. Maybe he lost power. Who knows? You know, it's the internet technology is weird. Jack, can you do a Jeff D impression with the little guy in the background? Who impression? Jeff D. Oh, is that Dunham? This is my little guy right here. This here is Danny. Say hi, Danny. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Danny. Was that good for you? What are you looking at, Danny? I don't know. It's kind of weird. What's weird? I don't know. I can look at. I see myself in there. Wow, that's kind of freaky looking. That's freaky. That's freaky? Yeah, it's really freaky. Well, anyways, I don't know. Somebody wants to say. So, anyways, you used to have a Danny doll, Danny O'Day doll. Yeah. Yeah, I Danny. Say goodbye, Danny. Good night, Danny. Okay, go back over here. Stay there. Behave. What had happened was, oh, you want to be on the screen? Hey, people can't see you now. If I put you over there, they can see you. There. Turn your head that way. Your hand. I was watching 2.5 Men. You guys have watched 2.5 Men? And Alan had one of them dolls. And when I saw and Alan had one, and I thought, you know, that's a pretty cool doll. I got to get me one of them. So I had to get one. So I got one. Let's see. Yes, Brad, I would like one of those machines, but we'll have to see. I'll get him out there to come and use the machine, and that's what I'll have to do. Maybe lower the resolution to 720 or lower. Okay. You guys are all professionals on computerized, so you have to be 7 foot tall to feed it. That's a good question. You know, how tall do you have to be, or do you got to be on a platform or anything? And can you drop a link on here? Uh, let's see. Uh, okay. If you get one, I'll help you use it. Yeah, I bet you will, Brad. I'll bet you'll help me use it. Uh, I got my master builder in the house here. Hey Jay, I tried to call you the other day. You didn't answer your phone. I tried to call you a couple of times. What'd you do? Change your phone number, or did your phone break again, or something? Or you're sleeping most of the time? I tried to call you to find out what's going on. Uh, I don't know what happened to Alan. He just like disappeared. So I'm going to assume that his internet must be down because I thought at least he would have sent me a text or something. Alan, Alan. Oh, had to reboot my computer. We'll be back in a few moments. Okay. Okay. So that is what we needed to know. So he's rebooting. My phone sucks. I hate it. Yeah. Well, then, Jay, you call me. You got my number. Could I try to call you? I need my dry washer, Jay. I need my dry washer, buddy. Master Jay, I need my dry washer. How's my dry washer coming, Master Jay? My girl tells me I'm too short. You're never too short. All you gotta do is stand on a bucket. Seems to always be on the do not disturb. Well, then you'll have to call me, Jay, because I'm always available. I ain't doing anything but sitting out here uh, dying from the heat. I got air conditioner on right now, actually, so I don't know if you guys hear that feedback from the AC or not blowing in here, but I couldn't do this without AC. We're getting over a foot of snow on Friday. Wow. Bring your trailer out and leave it. Uh, yeah. You know, that's there's no gold out to your property though, Jay. We need gold, buddy. You got a new RV. Bring your RV on up here, buddy. Let's go camping. Put that thing in camping mode. Still waiting for Alan to reboot. He's rebooting. Anyway, those of you guys that I'm still working on this day, you see that? My newest machine. Your dry wash trailer? Yes, Jay, my dry wash trailer. I do. I have a trailer that you can mount the dry washer on, and then we just got to pull it around. Do I got to bring that trailer to you? Is that the one you're talking about? Not my camp trailer. You're talking about the trailer for the dry washer. Gotcha. Gotcha. I will have to plan to do that. Uh, yes. I'm going to head up to Meadview area here shortly to go do some more metal detecting, and I got to go assess. I got a geologist going to meet me up there next week, I believe, to check this area out for mining. So, Jay, after that, I think I may have to, then I'll have to bring that trailer over to you then. That sounds really good, buddy. You're only on the other side of the country nowadays, though. But no problem. I will have to do that. Jason AU Colorado, welcome. Hey, Jason, I think you won something last week on the show. I don't know if you heard about that. Uh, I believe you won something on the show last week. I don't have that info with me here. I gave it all away, but you did win something, I do believe, Jason. You better go check out whatever it was you won. I just remember you won something. I just remember you won something. Anyways, okay. So I don't know what Alan has to do to reboot, but no, I had to miss it. Family things. Understand, Jason. I don't remember if it was last week's show. Yeah, I think it was last week's show. We gave away stuff for channel supporters and Patreons and stuff like that. So I think you won something with the channel supporter, being a channel supporter. I do believe you won a piece of gold. All that gold I got up there in that Meadview area, almost 16 grams of gold, 57 pieces of gold. I gave away a lot of that. So that was gold from that area up there, Lost Basin Meadview. Those that we did the wheel or the prize wheel the other day, whatever day that was, and gave away some on that, but gave away on last Wednesday's show too. So anyways, yeah, but I do believe you won something, Jason. So anyways, so Alan is still not with us. I didn't get another message that just said he's still rebooting. So maybe he's got one of these gigantic mainframes that take a long way. Yeah, Brad, 16 grams. It was actually 15.9 grams of gold I got up there. That last piece, I had to keep looking until I got one more piece to get me that half an ounce of gold, because I had to get at least a half an ounce. And it was just over 3 weeks metal detecting. There was another guy up there too, that same guy, Brad, that was out there in the Siloam area that was finding the gold. He was up there. He found over 70 pieces, or I think it was 70 pieces of gold that he found. And there's another guy up there above me. I think he found a 5-grammer or something like that. So there's people been finding good gold up there. I was using the 6,000, Brad, but like I say, I know a guy using the Gold Monster, and he kicked ass on that machine. So reminds me of a song, 16 tons. And what do you get? Yes. Willie Shiny Gold, 16 grams isn't like 4 fingers in old school pot sales. That's a good question. 16 grams is on the what do they call that? Moz scale. You professionals out there, they call that the Moz scale. Gold precious metal is weighed on the Moz scale, and the other scale is something Prix du Poil or some weird name like that. I don't know what they weighed pot at, Brad. What gram or what scale that was at, which they weighed that at. That I'm not sure about. No, like 2 fingers. 2 fingers was a. That was a lid, either a 3-finger lid or a 2-finger lid. Even I was a youngster once upon a time. Some of you guys are really good. Going to have to be showing your age. Yes, Brad, I hit the mother lode up there and was cleaning up. So dry washing is pretty cool up there too, but metal detecting is kick butt. 4 fingers was an ounce. Okay, so it was either an ounce or half an ounce. But what if you had skinny fingers or big fingers? Whose fingers did they go by? Little girl fingers or big fat guy fingers? Well, I don't know what's happened to Alan. He must having some serious computer problems there. Because we'll be ending here real soon. The Deus 2, I took it out the other day. And, there's Alan there. So took that out and screwed up. But let's bring Alan back in here now that he's back in the stream. Here.
Jeez. My computer just had a complete meltdown. Jeez. It didn't like that video at all. I don't
Well,
know.
okay. Let's see. So yeah, we've just been talking about other things waiting on you. So let's see. Where did we leave off at? Somebody had a question. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Where was it at? I'm backing up. Uh, let's see. Oh, how tall do you have to be to run that?
That's a good question. Actually, I'm 5'9", and so ergonomically, it fits just perfectly right across my chest. So when I'm loading, material in there, it's real easy, especially if you're just using a bucket. A shovel, yeah, you have to lift it a little higher up to get it in there, but no higher than most dry washers of that same comparable size. And the other thing is that I also demonstrated in the video, you'll see, I actually get a step stool out. And so I kind of make a little joke with that, but it makes it easier. So if anything, maybe you're shorter than I am or whatever, or just want to be more comfortable, simply just take a bunch of dirt and pile it up next to where you're going to stand, or just get yourself a step stool at Home Depot for $10, and that'll lift you up more than enough. And I demonstrate that in the video to show how easy it is.
Craig wants to know how many amps does it pull?
Okay, it's not so much amps as it is watts. So with everything, the vibrators, the pump, and all that, it's a half-horse motor on the pump, by the way. So it pulls about 950 watts.
Okay, there you go. Because Stephen just said how many watts does it pull, so he just answered that.
The generator I use is a 2,000 watt generator. It's a cheap one. I got it at Costco. I show that in the video as well. But your typical was it an i2000 Honda? Any of those that are 2,000 watts is good, because that way you got a lot of reserve. Because usually when it's just running, you like to run it at no more than 1,500. So you got plenty to go around. Now somebody asked about an auger system.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. I've looked at conveyor belts and auger systems, and it's definitely doable, and it'd be easy to make an attachment so that way you can have yourself a hopper at a lower level, like at waist level, that you could fill up and then have it convey up to the shaker deck. The conveyors that I'm looking at are $2,500 a piece, and they run on 12-volt battery. So that can handle the material. Now there's cheaper ones. You can go on the internet and find some cheap ones from China, that are about, $600-700, but it ain't gonna last with the dirt and the rocks and all that. They'll just eat that belt up alive so fast. So to get a quality machine, you're talking about something that's almost half the cost of the Gold Rattler itself. So, but it's definitely doable, and I often thought about getting a conveyor for the front to feed it, and then also get a stacker conveyor to take all the tailings and stack them. So that would be really cool. And that would be good, especially if you're, a small operator and you got yourself a small backhoe and you're running material through it, you're really packing through that 2 yards per hour capacity, then yeah, why not? You're running that kind of gold, it'll pay for itself.
Did you ever answer what caused you to invent this?
Yeah, we kind of touched on that a little bit, is that, I just wanted to be able to maximize my gold recovery, and air just doesn't do it. Running a dry washer, you're just not going to get the efficiency. So gravity and water are the best two methods to concentrate gold, especially free gold. So with that's where I kind of came from. But again, there's the problem of all the support equipment you need to run a wash plant versus a dry washer. A dry washer is brutally simple, and it's a great prospecting tool. But when you want production and you want to get all the gold, okay, not just 50 to 70% of it, then to me it's worth going the extra mile.
So Jay, that's there. So how do you design? He's the one that I was telling you about that has that punch machine.
Oh, okay. How do I design it? Well, I just draw up plans, Some of the stuff is conceptualized in my brain noodle it through my brain for weeks or months before I actually put it on paper. And then, and even then, after I start building it, I go, oh, this is a little better way. Let's try this. And so I change the plans, So I'm just one of those people that like to create things and always trying to improve on it. So it's just one of those, I guess, natural thing.
Okay.
If you go onto my Facebook page, you'll see the airplanes and telescopes that I make and the astro imaging that I take through the telescope of nebulas and galaxies and things of that sort. So this is just all part of my hobbies and interests and fun.
Okay. So you got this system, and I think that maybe there's so many people that are saying you should bring it back out there to the claim out there, bring it out to my claim, and let's have all these people come out and let's run it out there.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to entertain that because, like if, you got a club dig going on and you want to invite me out there and we set it up and we're going to slam some dirt through it. It'd be a lot of fun, that way everybody can, touch, feel, see, stuff like that. So, yeah. Now here's another thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a great idea. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing we're considering too is if it really gets this popular, like we're kind of thinking it will, we're actually going to have rent-a-rattler facilities throughout Route 66. So if you want to rent a rattler for a weekend for like $400, and you want to go out and because you don't have the money to buy the full rattler, you want to just try it out and see if you like it. So yeah, wheel it out there on the weekend and see if you can get some gold, and learn how to operate it. So we're thinking about having a whole bunch of rent-a-rattler franchises throughout the states, and maybe we'll even need a franchise down in Australia too.
Well, so here's the thing. So yeah, you could bring that thing out and just leave it out there with me, and I'll take care of it for you out on the claims out there.
Sure.
So you don't have to haul it back and forth.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I can see you feeding dirt in that thing every day and just hammering that gold.
Well, we know that area you got to haul your own water in out there. So, but there is a water company right next to me. So
yeah. Well, the beauty behind what I've set up is to make it simple for the average single prospector, weekend prospector. That's what I'm gearing for. But it's also designed for the small operator. So like if he wants to, run small backhoe equipment kind of thing, like we just discussed, then obviously you want bigger tanks, so maybe you want to put a couple of big agricultural, 500-gallon tanks out there or something like that and fill them up with large volumes of water so you can really crank out the material. You still use the filtration process, obviously, but at least you'll have a lot of water sitting in reserve so you can just keep cranking and cranking and cranking, and maybe you run 8 or 10 yards a day, and, if you're getting, say a couple of grams a yard, that's doing pretty good for a day, that's doing real good. Thing will pay for itself quickly.
Well, you were talking about maybe like a club dig, but don't you think it's kind of starting to get a little too hot out there right now?
Well, probably so. And actually, what I like about summertime is I like to do night mining. So I'll just wait for the sun to go down. Yeah, and it's nice. Yeah. Just got to watch out for the snakes.
Yeah. So maybe we should plan something like up there around maybe October.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah. October, November, even December is great too. I mean, those months are just perfect out there. Yeah. In fact, actually, now that the COVID's kind of waned away, I was going to do, I'm thinking I was going to do it in the spring, but maybe I'll do it in the fall. I was going to have like an open house. So, just everybody come out of the claim and have some fun and, run the machines and stuff and, keep the gold you find,
Jay wants to know what your Facebook page is.
My Facebook is Alan Guthmiller. So it's just my personal Facebook page. So you'll find me on there. I'm also on Prospecting Buddy and also Beast Mode Prospecting.
Okay. What's this video or what's this other picture you got here?
Well, I tried sticking it back up there and I'm letting it sit there and stew for a little bit. And I thought, you want to try to give it a shot and see if it blows up again or not?
Okay, well, we'll try it. Here we go. Let's see if this will play then.
Yeah, see if it'll
Add
happen.
that.
This time.
This is the first test run of the Gold Rattler trailer-mounted wash plant, as you see here. Now we're going to walk up here to the shaker deck, the upper shaker deck. You can see the spray bars, and notice the water flowing here. You can kind of see this little water flow coming down, but as the sprayers hit the water, it causes this churning effect.
Okay, so the sound is good, but didn't see no video.
Yeah.
And now it's going to freeze you again. And then you're going to go
Yeah,
bye-bye on it.
just
Yeah, is it going to freeze you? I think you're frozen now. I think you've got frozen. I think you got frozen. Uh-oh, Alan got frozen again. So, yep, he's gone again. So, yeah, that is Trump's fault. That's right, David. Everything is, huh? So I guess we'll wait till if Alan's going to come back. It's almost time we start on the show here. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. I'm not hearing him back, so see if he's going to respond back or not before. Anyway, water. We don't need no stinking water. Yeah, water out there in the Meadview area. There's if you live in the town of Meadview itself, they have city water, but all the houses and everybody that lives in the outskirts of the Meadview area, there's a lot of private property and a lot of people have homes. Everybody there has to haul water in. So if you have property or you have a house, you're hauling your own water. They have water company that brings you water, or you can go in and pick up your water if you've got the big tanks and stuff like that. They sell water. It's pretty cheap to get water. But yeah, so, and I guess it's because, it's going to cost you probably like almost $1 million to drill a well, so nobody puts wells in up there. So, in that area, water is a commodity. A commodity. But there's a campground right there. The campground, so we got mining claims up there. We've got 2 mining claims, 80 acres. So it's a total of 160 acres right there. And that's where all my gold came from. Richard B., welcome, Richard. Robert's Happenings. Allen Water Recycler had amazing retention. The dewatering system was very effective coming out of his series of miniature setting ponds. But anyway, there is a campground right there. The campground is exactly 1 mile from the claim, or from the dirt road that goes in on the claim, and then it's just off the main dirt road. So a lot of people stay in that campground right there. They've got full hookups and everything in the campground, and then they just zoom out on their quads or their vehicles, or trucks or something, and zoom out to the claims and play. So if you need like hookups and stuff like that, and you got an RV, then you could just stay right there in the campground. So I'm not sure if we're going to get Alan back or not before this is going to go to the wayside. I'm going to text him and just tell him, see, I'm just going to end the show. See, I'm going to end show. Okay. We'll see what he responds to me if he does. If he's trying to get back in, or if we've just lost him for the evening. Chances are we probably just lost him for the evening. But anyway, like he said, he's released that on a lot of Facebook pages, that he's got that video going to be coming out tomorrow. I believe he said at 7 o'clock. I'm not sure what time, what time zone, 7 o'clock. But so go ahead, check out the dewatering, his system that he's got on that video coming up, so you guys will understand a lot more about that. But let's see, link to YouTube, share with the audience. It's a gold. Let's see what's he saying. Oh, let's see. Okay. Anyway, so well, you have to watch this video. Okay. On his channel, Alan's Gold Prospecting. He does have a YouTube channel, so you guys can just go to that there on Alan's Gold Prospecting channel. Okay, he's let's see what he has to say. He's texting me right now, so let's see what he has to say. If he's going to get back in or not. Cheers, everybody. I'm up here in Franconia hanging out. I'm going to go look for some meteorites. My quad had an accident, blew a tire on my quad. So I've got to, sounds good, computer locked up again. Okay. I'm just going to tell him thanks. Thanks. Yak later. Yak later. L-A-T-E. Okay. Okay. So his computer locked back up again. So he's done for the night. But his new plant that he's doing, so go check that out, everybody. Anyways, want to appreciate you guys coming along as always, hanging out with us, all that type of stuff. So we're going ahead and end the show right now. You guys all take care. Appreciate all you guys. Have a fantastic week. And oh, you know what I need to do? Let's do this here. Anyways, let's run some supporters of the thank you to all the supporters. But you guys all take care. Have a great week, everybody. Stay out of trouble. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you guys all later. See you, man. Be good. Look at that. More gold. More gold. Yes, there is gold in there. Yeah. We like gold. Not a lot, but hey, you know what? There's gold. Let's see how you can see. Oh, there's gold. I see gold. Look at that. Look at all that gold. Woo-hoo, baby. Looking good, huh? Look at it all. Whoa. Nice chunky pieces in there. So that is nice gold.
Everybody, there's nothing to lose. The boss has had you working like a barred mule. But the weekend's here, it's time to let out a yell. Let yourself go, people, let me tell you, there's nothing else like it when you're out here feeling this good. Everyone wants to go. Everyone wants to go. It's all about getting out, you know, and it doesn't even matter if we're finding gold. 'Cause everybody wants to go tonight. You know, the gold rush days are here. We're scratching and digging, looking for a bigger man to love that country, and the feeling that I'm getting no other compares. What I'd like to do is find a nugget or two, but it's all good when I'm here in the woods. Everyone wants to go. Everyone wants to go. It's all about getting out, you know, and it doesn't even matter if we're find the gold. 'Cause everybody wants to go tonight, dredging hole. When I'm camping out, I got it all decked out. Don't look now, it's what you're thinking about. Well, the admission price is a bag of ice. Break off a piece of this paradise. Got a hammock tied up to a couple of trees, swinging back and forth to the sound of the leaves. Everyone wants to go. Everyone wants to go. It's all about getting out, you know, and it doesn't even matter if we're finding the gold. 'Cause everybody wants to go tonight, you know. Everyone wants to go. go. It's all about getting out, you know, and it doesn't even matter if we're finding gold, 'cause everybody wants to go to my dredging hole.